Chinese media reporting David Malpass, a member of the U.S. trade delegation in Beijing, said the March 1st deadline would not be extended. Negotiations are underway in Beijing right now with deputy-level meetings. That will be followed by high-level talks later this week. Tori Whiting is a trade economist at the Heritage Foundation. Tori, welcome. Great to see you. Let's start with that Malpass headline. I got to tell you, this may come as a surprise to some of the traders on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange who were very hopeful last week that it might be pushed out and that negotiations may be progressing faster than we imagined. What have we gotten this week so far in these conversations between these lower-level officials and the negotiations that are already underway?
Well, you point out one of the most important points here, and that is that these meetings that are happening right now are precursory meetings before the real decision makers come into the desk. And really, you know, the people who are going to be making the decisions on these negotiations are Bob Lighthizer, Ambassador Lighthizer himself, and even all the way up to President Trump. So while it's important to pay attention to what's happening during these pre-meetings, I'd really pay more attention to what the principals are saying about how negotiations are going.
Well, and I think that's interesting. You say it's going to take Trump, it's going to take President Xi to come to agreement here at the end of the day. Will they meet? We've been reporting that there could be a meeting at Mar-a-Lago, at Trump's estate in Florida, or possibly the Chinese seem to be extending an invitation possibly to Trump in Beijing. Will we have another meeting of the principals in short order, and can they beat that March 1st deadline?
Well, it's possible that President Xi and President Trump could meet in the near future. The administration's made it pretty clear that that's not going to happen before March 1st. And there's been some rumors that this March 1 deadline could get extended for maybe another 60 or 90 days. And I think that's pretty wise. You know, we've been saying for weeks here that this 90-day deadline should be part of ongoing negotiations between the U.S. and China. And we're not going to be solving world hunger in 90 days. So this is step-by-step process to make sure that we are getting measurable gains within the U.S. and China and really focusing on what the crux of the issue is. It's not the trade deficit. It's not, you know, exports of agriculture. It's tech transfer, it's investment, it's rule of law.
So many issues on the table, obviously. Tori, let's talk briefly about the economic implications if we don't get a deal. On March 1st, our tariffs set to reset to 25% on some $200 billion worth of Chinese goods from 10%. What happens in the world economy if that happens?
Well, Trade Partnership Worldwide just came out with a study last week. I'm not sure if you saw it, but they projected that if these tariffs go up from 10% to 25% in the United States, that it could result in up to almost 1 million jobs being lost over 3 years. And that's major economic impact. We're looking at billions of dollars impact on the U.S. economy. And I think that we've already seen hints of that. You know, you see these in growth numbers, the deceleration of growth. Growth is still great, but we need to make sure that our trade policies are helping our pro-growth agenda.
Tori, thank you so much for coming on. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
And let's keep the conversation